yeah, so today we're gonna fix the fuel filter. Super simple, super easy, so here we go. All right, so here we go. So this is your fuel filter on, I'm pretty sure, 88 all the way up to 2000 Civics. Even the 01 to 05s might be in the same spot. Not really sure. This top bolt right here, your bolt that goes through your banjo fitting, your banjo bolt, whatever you want to call it, is a 17. And then you have 3 10 millimeters, one there, one there, one there. That need to be taken off, so let's get those taken off. Just an FYI, you're going to want to put a rag over this because fuel is going to spray everywhere. Actually, before you do that, take your gas cap off. Taking your gas cap off just helps relieve some of the pressure because if you don't know it, your gas tank is actually under a vacuum. So here we go. Alright, so we're going to have to do this the other way. There's actually a nut under here on the bottom side that is a 19 millimeter. So if it does what mine's doing, which is just spinning, also when you tighten the new filter, put the new filter on, you're going to need to have this 19. And as you can probably see, gas is going everywhere. So it smells fantastic in here right now. I don't know if you guys like the smell of gas, but I do. I'm weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the line off. Again, try to use a rag here. Keep some of that gas from spilling out everywhere. Onto your shop floor, garage floor, whatever. And then that line comes out. Make sure you elevate this line. Try to keep it as elevated as you can to lose as much or as little gas as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to leave it right there. As long as it hangs there, we should be good. Okay. So now we're going to grab the 10 millimeter and the impact. Grab the 10 millimeter real quick. Buzz all these bolts off. Maybe we shouldn't have to do that. Let's see. Let's open the filter. I might just be able to get away with not doing that and just taking the clamp off. But I don't think it's going to happen that easily. There's a new filter. Alright. So we're going to buzz these off real quick just so we can get easier access to this clamp bolt. There's one, there's two, there's three right down here. Get those three off, set that over here. And then be careful taking this off. Again, the gas is probably going to spill. But the whole reason is I don't know if you guys can see it. Right back there, you see that other 10 millimeter bolt? That is what holds the band clamp and holds the actual filter onto the bracket. So we need to get that loose. Try not to bend your hard line too much. I think we're gonna have to just go to a ratchet here. Oh yeah, sweet. Wasn't very tight at all, so. And the reason I'm doing this right now is there is another hard line on the bottom of this filter, but I'd like to get this bracket out of the way. This bracket is just kind of in the way right now, so once we get this bracket off, this band off, we can then get the filter out of the bracket and mess with that hard line on the bottom, the feed line into the filter. Why is this bolt so long? Seems a little unnecessary, if you ask me. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, this whole bracket comes off. As a rule of thumb, guys, if you can put the bolt back where it goes, always put the bolt back where it goes so you don't lose it. Trust me, it'll save you headaches. Pro tip. Set that off to the side. Now, if you look under here, you can see, you guys might be able to see this line right here. This line. This is the hard line I was talking about. So now we got to take that hard line off, and again, gas is going to go everywhere. So if you don't like the smell of gasoline, this is not the job for you. I'm not sure what size that is right now off the top of my head, but we will figure it out. I'm gonna guess a 15 or a 14. And that is like a brake line or fuel line. Anytime you're messing with lines, you want to get the tightest fit possible. Line wrenches are a big plus if you can get your hands on them. Again, use your 19 to hold the filter still, and then we can just crank it, maybe not, I don't know, we'll see, figure this out. There we go, and then pop that loose. And gas, again, like I said before, going everywhere, so you're gonna wanna put a rag underneath there, because all the gas that's inside of your filter is now going to come out. So I'm going to spin this filter right off of here. And everything's going to dump out. That is disgusting. Listen to that. That's gross. That's just gross. Alright, sorry, battery died. Whoa, focus. 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 Anyway, battery died. Here is the filter. Listen. Your fuel filter is not supposed to shake and rattle. Let's see if I can flip this over and show you guys. Like, that was all fuel. You guys can't see it, but there's a bunch of just crap, just junk in this. So my car, what the car was doing, the reason I thought it was a fuel filter, what my car was doing was, as I was accelerating, the car would, like, in lower RPMs, under 3,500 RPMs, the car would like bog, like it would jump, you know what I mean? It would kind of lurch a little bit, and then it did push through it and keep going. Just from the drivability aspect of it, I figured it was a fuel pump, or a fuel filter. And from the looks of it, that's exactly what was wrong with it. So sucks I have this fucking coolant leak, man. It really sucks that I have that coolant leak right there. You guys can see the wet spot. I don't know where that's coming from. I mean, there's a bunch of green gunk around the bolts here. Maybe this is just loose. Maybe I'll try to tighten these bolts up right here. And anyway, I'll deal with that in a minute. But yeah, let's continue getting this fuel filter on. Get the new shiny. I have one of these on my coupe as well. It works great. So it's not like it's a, listen though. No noise. Because that's what it's supposed to sound like. So anyway, we're going to get this thing put back on right now. Alright, so first things first, we need to get the hard line put back into, so you have the top end with like this fork on it. That's the top side. It actually says on it the flow, the arrow The AR right here is the flow, so this is where your hard line goes. This is where your banjo goes. So we're gonna feed our hard line into this right now. Should just thread right in, which it did. Now we're going to get our clamp. Now the hard line is not tight yet, and the reason for that is I may have to adjust the filter. I mean, it looks like it's in a pretty good spot right now, but I may have to adjust the filter to get it to sit correctly for the banjo fitting on the hose to sit correctly. So what we're gonna do now is, how this clamp works is it's got a little hook right there, a little slot right there, and you're gonna hook that in around, and then the bolt goes in the hole. So I'm gonna put this on the back side here. We're going to hook it in, slide it around, and start feeding the bolt in. So now now that that's on, we're going to tighten up our lower fitting. We're going to take our 19 on top and our 14 on the bottom. And we're just going to give it a good crank. That's a good, maybe. Oh, well, wait, let's get. We need to scratch all of that. We need to make sure the filter is sitting right in the clamp, which is sitting right in to the hard line. So where does it go? Oh, right there. And get this back on there. Get the good old tin mill in here. Make sure we're on tighten. So we get the clamp tightened on there. Now we can spin our filter to there. And then we're going to take our 14 and our 19. Now we're going to crank on the hard line. Yeah, let's make sure the banjo is going to be in the right spot. Fucking mint, guys. That was stupid. Anyway. There we go. Hard line's nice and tight. Underneath. This is a really simple repair, guys. Your new fuel filter should come with new like copper washers. As you can see, there's some already on the banjo bolt here. We're gonna throw these out. How these work is one goes on the bottom side here. One goes onto the bolt up here. So one goes onto the bolt, and then I'm going to put the bolt through the banjo, and then we're going to put one underneath, and then we're going to thread it in. There it goes. And we're in there like swimwear, boys. Now, I've learned from the coupe that this thing has to be... Whoa, we can't see nothing here. I learned from putting one of these on the coupe that this bolt right here, your banjo, has to be ridiculously tight. So, we're gonna make it ridiculously tight. Because when I did this on the coupe, I definitely, whoa, we're losing you. We're losing. All right, when I did this on the coupe, I definitely tightened this down, as you can see, and I primed the fuel system and it leaked. And I tightened it more and it leaked. And then I tightened it more and it leaked, and I tightened it until I couldn't tighten it anymore, and it finally didn't leak. So now that that's done, I don't know if we'll be able to get back there or not. Let's see. Should be able to get back there with this. We're just tightening the clamp up on the filter itself. And we can prime it and see if it leaks. She's solid, boys. Now we're going to prime this thing. If you guys get sprayed with fuel, I'm sorry. We're going to prime it and see if it leaks. Alright. We're dry? Are we dry? Hey, we're dry. We have no leaks. So that's it, guys. That's how you fix that's how you replace a fuel filter on a pretty much 88 to 2000 Civic. Like I said, the 2001 to 2005s, the 7th generations, maybe the exact same way. But that's it. It's a pretty simple repair. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. You literally just need a 19mm wrench, 17mm wrench, a 10mm wrench, and like some basic hand tools. I just so happen to have a 1/4" drive impact, but you can definitely do this with straight hand tools. So yeah, with no priming or no leaking during priming, so we are done. So what up, guys? I fixed, if you saw the previous clip of me doing the fuel filter, I said I was gonna fix the coolant leak down here, and I did fix it, but I didn't film it. But I will explain what I did. So basically, there's two 10mm bolts that hold this on. There's one here, and there's one on the bottom side down here. So basically, take this hose off. I have a bucket down there to catch all the coolant. You will lose a little bit of coolant. You will have to bleed your cooling system, but if you're leaking from here, so you pull this hose clamp back, take the hose off, remove the two 10mm bolts, and then this whole piece right here is just siliconed RTV, whatever you want to say, onto the cylinder head itself. So you pull that off, take a razor blade, clean both surfaces very well, make sure they're both dry. And if there's coolant still left in the head, it'll continue to like go on mine. When I did it, it continues to like leak out. So actually I just stuffed some paper towels down in there to soak up some of that excess coolant so that it quit dripping out, so that it would completely dry. And then you spread a new bead of RTV on there, put it together, tighten it down, and it's been sitting for the package says 24 hours. But 6 or 7 hours should be fine to at least put the hose back on. I'm gonna bleed the cooling system tomorrow. I am gonna let this sit overnight and not put any heat to it. The last thing I wanna do is to do this for it to leak again and me have to do it all over again. So I'm not gonna run it through a heat cycle or anything. And by that I mean start the engine and let it warm up. And that's how you bleed the cooling system. So yeah, I just came out here to check on this, and it is now cured enough for me to put the hose back on. I just thought I'd make a quick little clip of, overall it's a pretty easy fix. So I did get the new fuel filter on, and boy does it make a difference. Like, the car starts right up, it idles better. I haven't driven it yet because, well, I had a coolant leak. So, but on another note, yesterday in the previous clips you saw all the trash over there. Well, today the guy came back and well, he took it all. So, but yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the video if that's something you're into. I'd really appreciate it. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.